Never come back here again, you broken, useless woman. If I see you around my house ever again, I'm calling the police on you. And then you could be taken away and turned into a proper adult in the society. Although, I wish I could have done that to you this time, but then I would have had to explain that to my son.
No matter what you say, I think it's you who should have the police called on them. You just punched me in the face. What kind of person thinks it's okay to punch a younger woman in the face for no good reason?
What's wrong with me punching a supposed robber in the face and kicking them out of my house? I know what you were here for, and I'm not gonna let your hitting attentions take a hold of my family.
A robber? I am your son's fiancé, for crying out loud. Why would I ever want to rob my own fiancé's dad? Why would I want to rob anyone, for that matter? I was just there to come and meet you, yet you stepped out of line the moment I came in and didn't even talk to me first about what you were suspecting.
Who cares at this point whether or not you're my son's fiancé or not? I don't even approve of you marrying him. Gosh, why did he have to end up with a woman like you? He has so much potential, and I've shown him so many other women that would fall for him in a heartbeat. All he has to do is just listen to me, and he'll have a much better woman that he can marry, who I know we can trust to be a good young wife for everyone.
What do you mean, why has he ended up with a woman like me? All I said was that I grew up with a single mother and that she was the only one to really raise me while I was going through school. I never did anything to you that would have come off as rude or hostile, right? And I definitely wasn't robbing you of anything.
You bringing yourself and that past of yours into my house is very rude of you, actually. Alright? My family is very famous, and we have a name to uphold in this city, in this state even. And seeing someone like you trying to sneak into my family is very recognizable. I've seen women like you before that try and get into rich and famous families, with the purpose of leeching off them like a nasty parasite. And not just me, but so have a lot of my colleagues as well. And if they see me letting a roach like you into my house again, they will begin to think differently of me in a far worse way. I'm sure whoever the man was that impregnated your mom, he's lucky to have run away from you all. He probably knew at first glance that you and your mother were both going to end up as useless members of this great society.
Huh? So in other words, you're just judging me harshly for being from a single mother household and are using that as reason to push me away? I have to say, you've made a situation that could very well put you behind bars, Geoff. This could have gone a lot better had you just expressed your concerns with me in the first place and let me explain myself a bit more to you so that you could understand who I am. But that probably wouldn't have made a difference anyway in the end.
The law doesn't care about what I've done to protect myself from a robber like you. Heck, if I had a weapon on me, I could have done you in, and there would be no one against me because I had to protect my son in this house. Ah, and another thing. All you moneyless people are truly thieves. You only live to try and get into us rich people's lives and take what we worked so hard for, right? Well, today our interaction has taught me a very good lesson. I'm going to need to invest in better house security now that I see more rats like you on the horizon trying to dig their way into my money.
Man, I'm actually amazed by you. You must be talented in talking and regurgitating such garbage all the time. Today you've really made yourself look like a textbook example of a greedy villain from some movie, and that's kind of hilarious, actually.
A villain? I'm the hero of this world. It's because of people like me who have bled for the position they're in that you lowlives and you moneyless people have the chance to even be able to live. You're the ones that get to have unemployment because you're too lazy and useless to get a job. And that all comes from the money I make. And you think, after living off all of that I've sacrificed for this world, you could come in and become part of my family now? Stop trying to make me laugh. This company of mine employs thousands of people that are below me. And if you wanted, I'd give you a job as well in the company. But I know you'd never be thankful for my kindness. So I'd rather you stay away from the greatness I offer this world.
I have a job right now, and it's working for someone that's a bit less egotistical than you. And me wanting to marry your son wasn't me trying to come into your family with any bad intentions, actually. I just wanted to marry your son, Ben, because I love him and he means the world to me.
That's the same thing. You marrying my son will make you a part of my family and have access to all my things that I've worked hard for. Who do you think will allow you to do that? It won't be me, I promise you that. Ben has been in countless newspapers with articles all written about how amazing of a young elite man he is. He is a star, shining bright in this city of mine. And you have no right taking him off his pedestal with whatever emotions you have for him. If he's going to be swayed by love, it better be to a woman that I approve of. Someone that's a celebrity. Or comes with wealth.
But Ben wants to be married to me as well. He doesn't want to be with a celebrity or some stuck-up rich girl. We've already talked about all of this before and about the reason why he's choosing to be with me over all the countless other beautiful and wealthy women he could be with. And his reasoning was that someone like me didn't grow up in wealth or as someone that's a natural-born model, and that's what makes someone like me down to earth and special to him.
I don't care about what he thinks he wants. I am his father, and not only his father, but his CEO as well. Everything I say to him, he must abide by. And that's because everything I say is correct. He has an image to uphold for his family. And that image cannot be tainted by someone that the rest of this world's high society doesn't deem important. Do you understand?
Really? You're that important and powerful of a man then that everything you say is right?
I am. But I'm sure a lowlife like you would never be able to understand my power. I do not approve of the marriage between my elite son and some lowlife who was only raised by her mother. If my punch to your face has helped you understand that, then get lost, you moneyless thief.
But my mom is the chairman of your company.
You're a lying piece of trash. Nice try, but you'll never be able to get me to say sorry to you.
All right, I understand. It seems that this man is not the kind of person I'd assumed he'd be when making him my CEO. For a while now, he's been doing a decent job at what he's been tasked with, but I never really knew him well enough to say that I've seen something like this coming from him. That's what it seems, though, Mom. I was surprised by how badly he treated me. I've never even been treated that badly in my life, let alone been punched. I get that he's got a huge misunderstanding of my situation and everything, but for him to take it so far that he'd physically hit me is just mind-boggling to me. What has Ben been saying about this? I'm sure after what he had to witness, he's in a pretty tough spot with his dad. For the longest time now, he's struggled in dealing with his dad, actually. Ever since he was born, his dad made it very clear that Ben couldn't have a life of his own and that he was the only one who could make choices for him. That's why originally I was going to introduce myself and ask his dad to allow me to marry his son. I tried my best to sell to him that I would be a great wife to his son and him when I married into the family. But I think me saying that I've only been raised by you led him to believe there's something wrong with me, and that he's not the man that'll allow anyone with a perceived imperfection to be with his perfect and elite son. So much for that now, and I regret that I ever brought anything about myself up to him. If he was going to be that upset about it, I should have just lied to him to get his approval, and then after the marriage took Ben as far away as I could from him. I'm sure Ben's pretty upset by this as well. I myself never saw Geoff as being that sort of hideous man. This is my fault for letting him think he could get away with such a thing. Maybe the position of CEO is too much for him, and he thinks that in that position he's something better than everyone else and above the law, which really scares me. But him becoming a CEO does kind of make him a big deal, right? I mean, he's in charge of a lot of your company now, and without someone in that position, you'd have a very hard time keeping your company under control. So there was no helping him from being corrupted by power and the name he has now. He must have done something for the company that made you trust him, and that means it's fine letting him stay in that position. However, it would be nice for him to go to 1 or 2 ethics classes in the near future. No matter how good he's doing at his job, if he has a terrible personality, then he's not worth being in the company. If this is how he's acted out towards you, then I'm sure a lot of the employees within the company have felt the same kind of wrath. I'm going to start a very thorough investigation into him and have him fired at the end of it. I want to know what others in the company think of him, and I want to see what else he's done that I'd never guessed he'd do. That way I'll have all the evidence stacked against him, just in case he thinks he can try and fight me in this company on my decision. And also, punching my own daughter like that, I cannot allow that sort of behavior. I bet he'd never have done something like that if I came along with you to meet him. Can you make sure to take pictures of your face and everything that's bruised up or swollen so that we can use the pictures later as even more evidence? I just want to make sure we have everything covered before taking care of that gross pile of garbage. I'm fine though, Mom. He actually sucks at throwing punches, and so that last one was like taking a pillow to the face. I get that you need to do something about him, and I do want you to make sure he pays for his way of thinking. But above the physical pain I feel right now, having to see Ben as sad as he is right now is heartbreaking to me. He was the one that brought me along to meet his dad, and now he feels some sort of responsibility for what's happened. I've told him that he doesn't need to feel sorry, but every time he sees my black eye, he starts to cry a lot. You have a black eye now, too? Make sure that you start putting ice around it to help it all go away soon. And as for you and Ben, I think you need to go have a long talk about this with him and explain that he really doesn't have to feel any sort of responsibility for what happened. I'm not sure even he thought his father could stoop as low as he did. And I'll make sure not to step into that. It's your guys' decision. You're old enough now and at that point in your life where you need to be there for him and comfort him when he's at his weakest. I'm sure what would really make him happy is talking all this through after he's done crying. Yeah, all right. I'll do that. Just know that I myself feel sorry for never noticing the true man that's been Geoff. So don't worry about him anymore. I'll take care of him for you. And I'll make sure he gets to see all the damage he's caused by acting like an entitled child. Just focus on your soon-to-be husband. I totally understand now why Ben has hated his dad so much. The only thing is, no matter what his dad does to him, he always seems to want to stay by his dad's side. I really don't want him to think that he has to be tethered to his dad anymore and that he can leave whenever he wants because he's an adult. Ben, he still wants to get married to you even now, right? Of course. No matter what anyone has to say about us, we know that we'll be at our happiest when we get married. For example, even if you were against us, we'd still get married. I know you never would be, but if you were, I'd go as far as cutting ties with you in order to marry Ben. That's how much I love him, Mom. That kind of stubbornness is just like me, Isabel. I think so. So no matter what that idiot Geoff says to me, we'll be fine. Actually, it's kind of fun being picked on by him. Geoff really does try to go all out, making me seem like some kind of a monster at times. But he ends up sounding like a gosh darn fool in doing so. Even if it's fun now, just make sure to take care of yourself around him. That sort of mental and physical harassment that he's trying to do to you, you can only bear it for so long, so we need to make sure to handle it before you run out of strength. I'm worried about you, but I know you can handle yourself. I'll be fine, Mom. I'm just like you, right? Making me pretty dang strong. You've always been on your own, and I've learned a lot from you being a strong single mother that raised me. And so, because of what you've taught me, I'm not going to lose to some pussy of a man. I'm sorry. I'm sure that I put you through a lot of tough experiences when you were younger. Also, I bet there were plenty of times growing up that you felt that you were all alone in this world. There were times where I was lonely, but I'm still happy that I have you as my mom. You are so kind, yet strong, and for the longest time now, I've wanted to become someone like you. You really are a mother that I can brag about, Mom. Ben grew up with a mother and father and always had someone around him, but I feel that he's even lonelier now than I was back then. Thank you, Isabel. I'm happy to hear that. And I hope that soon we can help Ben escape that monster for good. We will. And you don't have to thank me. Me being able to say all these nice things about you is what makes me such a cool daughter, right? Saying something that can make you that happy without even having to think about it. I'm actually really happy to have you as my daughter, though. I honestly don't know what to say sometimes that'll show you how fortunate I am to have you. Don't worry about it. Sorry if I made you feel as though you had to praise me. I know that you're happy to have me, and I feel the same about having you. Thank you always, Mom. No, thank you always, Isabel. When this is all over, how about we all take some time off? Ben, yourself, and I go somewhere relaxing for a little while. That would be wonderful, Mom. Geoff, I have something I'd like to talk about for a moment. Is that okay with you?
Well, if it isn't the chairman. What's been going on? You know that anytime you need to talk, you could come stop by my office and chat. But anyway, has something happened?
Yes, something has happened. Geoff, do you recall anything?
Recall anything? No, the company has been doing very well lately, so nothing outside the ordinary has happened here. You should be quite aware that our company is doing much better, as a matter of fact, with me in charge.
Is that so? Well, has anything happened outside the company?
No, I have been having a splendid life outside my work that I'm very proud of. But, to be honest, I consider anything outside my life and the office my second shift of work, as I'm always on the clock.
A splendid life. I see. So then you'd consider that your splendid life would also involve punching women in the face?
Huh? What the hell are you talking about?
Seems you did quite the number on my daughter.
What? Wait. I'm sorry. I'm not really sure what you're talking about at this moment.
My daughter, Isabel. She happened to stop by your house to introduce herself and talk with you about how she'd be marrying your son. But I've been told by her that things didn't go anywhere close to plan, and you did something rather unthinkable. I've also made sure to talk with your son about this, so please do not say that you've forgotten about this.
What can I say?
Tell me right now, Geoff. What did you end up doing to my daughter?
You're wrong. What happened was, well, she was talking back to me very rudely, but say that I punched her in the face is not true. I'm sure all I did was tap her on the shoulder or something for that.
If someone were to punch you in the face, would you allow that?
I'm being serious right now. I'm sure that all of this could have been avoided in some manner, but saying that I punched her?
Well then, what's this recording that I have?
Huh? No, that's...
This is the recording that Isabel took when she was around you. And you can hear very clearly the sound of your fist hitting her cheekbone and her then falling to the ground. And I have your son as a witness to all of this happening to her. So what the hell did you plan to do after all this went down?
You have my son as a witness? What has Ben even told you about this?
He told me that his dad had punched Isabel in the face. He then followed that by saying that it's his fault this all happened and that he's sorry. Are you not embarrassed as a father to have your son be the one apologizing for your necessary actions?
That backstabbing idiot. Well, what he's told you is all false. I'm sure that she may have fallen over when I ran into her, but I never actually punched her in the face.
You told me just a second ago it was only a tap on her shoulder.
It's because of my son saying a bunch of BS to you that everything spun out of control for a second. To be real with you, if I'd known that she was your daughter...
So you're saying that if she wasn't my daughter, it'd be acceptable to physically assault her like that? Punching her in the face and giving her a black eye?
That's not what I meant by that exactly. But I do not approve of them both getting married now. I mean, I have the right to choose who is going to marry my son, since he's the one that'll be getting my position next, right?
Stop trying to change the issue here. You said some very inappropriate things to your son's fiancé and then proceeded to punch her in the face. I know that for a fact. So let's continue talking about that.
But well, this is all... You've got it all wrong. Really, I think I've been set up.
I never imagined you were this pathetic of a man. As of today, you are no longer going to be the CEO anymore.
Huh?
Get all your things together and then get out of this building.
Hold on for a second. This is all strange, right? Do you not know how much I've sacrificed for the sake of this company already?
And you're the one that chose to sacrifice all of that yourself. Now be a man and accept your fate.
But...
I have made my choice with you and it will not be changed. You should also understand that kind of mentality well enough, right, Geoff?
I understand. I'll allow it. I did in fact punch Isabella in the face by accident. And as for my son, well, I'm really sorry for what's happened.
You think I'm going to forgive you because you allow my daughter to marry your son?
Well, then what should I do to get you to forgive me? Shall I come to you and get on my hands and knees and beg? Would that be enough to make you happy?
Well, if you happened to do that for me, you might get a better understanding of the kind of trash you really are. Well, it doesn't matter now. I don't want to see you ever again, Geoff.
Please hold on, Chairman. Can you please listen to my side of the story? Hey, can you please do something about this? I never actually knew you were the daughter of the chairman.
What are you talking about?
I'm asking you to make the chairman understand my side of things. I never meant any harm back then. I was just thinking a bit too much about Ben and, well, just for right now, get your mom to understand me.
Understand you? My mom understands you and your intentions clear as day.
Right now, she believes for some reason that I actually punched you back then. You were just talking out your butt saying that.
I am not. You punched me in the face, and so I told my mom about it. Well, that's all right, though. I have that recording of what had happened, so stop trying to change the past and just prepare yourself.
Huh?
I'm taking you to court, Geoff. And I've already made a victim's report of what you've done to me. And I believe the police will begin to investigate the case here soon.
Well, wait a minute. That's going way too far. I'm trying to keep all of this within the family.
No matter what you try and say to me, I'm taking you to court. That's the whole reason I recorded us in the first place.
Then, that means you're fine with never getting to see my son again, right?
Excuse me? Why would that happen after taking you to court?
Did you hear me? He is my son, and he's my property. I plan to have him become the next CEO of this company. So if you're going to take me to court, then you better give me my things back.
Well, Ben has said that he's never going to see you again.
No frickin' way. That man respects me more than anyone else in this world. All you've been trying to do is brainwash my son.
Weren't you the one brainwashing him this whole dang time? You used your authority as his dad to take complete control of his life and never let him make his own choices. Perhaps it's time you start thinking about how he feels before you go and take everything that means anything to him away.
Shut the hell up. What does a fatherless baby like you know what a father should be like?
Me having only my mother around to raise me has nothing to do with this. I was at least able to be loved by my mom while she was still around caring for me at home, and she's taught me a lot, and still does.
And I've done the same. I've given him all the love he needs, and that's why he's an elite. I made sure to raise him the way I did so he could be happy and powerful. And we all know that being an elite is the only way to be happy in this world.
Well, Ben's happiness is achieved by being around people that love him and allow him to live a simple and calm life. And he's grown to hate you using the words elite and loser in the house. He's literally saying that he's happier anywhere besides being near you now.
What? Is that right?
I'm sure you would never have known that, right? And the reason for that is simple. You never loved Ben. Rather, you just saw him as a piece of property that you could use to make yourself look better as a man.
What the hell do you know?
Right? Of course, I don't know crap about someone like you. The only thing I do know, though, is that compared to my mom, you are like the plague.
You're nothing more than a mother's girl.
Saying it just like you're still in middle school. Stop it, Geoff. You really are not in the position to fight back anymore.
For Christ's sakes, you're nothing. Hey, please, can you come back to me? I'll promise to never step out of line again.
Geoff, do you think you can stop trying to talk to me? At this point, you and I are complete strangers.
Please? All of my family has cut ties to me, and my wife got up and left me here all alone. And as for work, I haven't been able to find any company willing to hire me.
And that's what you get. That life you're living now suits you perfectly.
Well, I've thought about and learned from everything now. Just give me one last chance, please. I really want to see Ben again.
All right then. I'm sure you're just trying to get money from us now that you can't borrow anymore, right?
Huh?
I already know, Geoff. For the past few months, you felt sorry for yourself and have proceeded to go out late at night to play on the streets. And the story about you spending $200,000 in a single night is really buzzing on social media. You even pay people to call you CEO still because that's the only thing making you happy, right?
You even know about that?
Geoff, you have nothing to offer me or my family. All you do is push others down so that you can continue to hang on to your pride, even going as far as to ruin other people's happiness. And now that you're in a time of desperation, you are trying to get any kind of help there is, but only as long as you still feel on top. But you are a disgrace, and nobody wants you around them anymore.
What the?
As a parent, as a husband, and even as a member of society, you are a disgrace who will never be wanted. And I do not want myself or those that I care about being around you.
I have really thought about everything that's happened and learned my lesson. Do you really think it's okay to say such heartless things like that to someone who's already been through enough?
You've been through enough? Well, if you've really gone through enough to learn from your mistakes, then where is my apology?
Huh?
You said terrible things about me as well as assaulted me, yet I have not heard a single apology from you.
I feel like I've apologized already for that.
No. You made a poor attempt to apologize to my mom about that, but still haven't said anything to me. I always thought that those who had really gone and learned their lessons start by apologizing for what they've done. Well, it doesn't matter much now. I'd love for you to continue living in that world you call hell.
What about Ben? What's happened with him? I want to talk to my son now.
You've read that letter from him by now, right? What did he say in that letter?
He said the next time I come around you guys, he'll make me pay.
I'm sure that's hard for you to understand, but what he means is for you to stay away. So please respect his wants and leave us alone. I know that you've never been good at respecting him, but your life depends on it this time. So make this the last thing you can be good for and stay the hell away.
Why? I think it'd be okay for you guys to at least forgive me a little. Right now, I'm super close to even losing my own house and having to live on the streets.
No matter what you say to me, I've made my choice and it will not be changed. I'm like my mom, Geoff, a stubborn woman. After that, I blocked Geoff's phone number and since then have not heard from him again. In his case, he was surrounded by loads of debt and lost his house to the bank. And when he went begging for someone to help him, there wasn't a soul around willing to give him a hand. He also lost all connections to his family, and his wife divorced and ran away from him. He lost his job as the CEO and now has a very difficult time finding any work besides part-time gigs. With all of that pressure crushing his own rotten soul, he ran far from the city we were all in, off to somewhere nobody knows. There are some rumors that maybe he borrowed money from loan sharks and that he was abducted by them when he never paid them back in time. But no matter what the truth may be for his disappearance, I'd like to know because a man with his kind of fragile pride must be in shambles. As for me and my life, I was able to buy a brand new house, and both Ben and I have been living there starting our new life together. And in Ben's case, he took over the role as CEO from his dad, and is now being supported with the help of my mom, making his next year for the company look outstanding compared to when his dad ran the place. Ben was also able to forget a lot of the horrible memories he had of his dad, and didn't feel as much spite towards him, which is a relief for me. Now he has his job as the CEO to focus on, and that's really helped him get over his dad. I'm so glad that I get to be with Ben now and that he's even more happy. And knowing that he no longer has to struggle with his dad has made me even happier.
If I'm correct, today's your birthday, right? How old are you going to be turning today?
I'm going to be 42 years old, and why the heck are you asking about my birthday now? And before we even get to that, weren't you supposed to be coming home early today? I've been waiting all day for you to be here so we can celebrate.
How lame of you to be waiting for someone that doesn't care to be home with you. There's nothing about your birthday that makes me want to be there celebrating it with you.
Is that really something you should be saying to the woman you've been married to for 15 years?
Well, be aware that those 15 years we've had together end today.
What does that mean, Tony?
I'm saying that you and I are getting divorced. I'm still in my freaking 30s, aren't I? However, you're turning 42 years old today. You're already halfway through your life, and you're going to be out of this world long before I am. Do you really think I want to stay married with someone that won't even be around for my later years in life? Who will I have around the house to help me when I'm retired and I'm no longer in the mood to do things myself?
What are you talking about? In just another 3 months or so, you're going to be turning 40 years old. So tell me, what the heck has gotten into you today with all of this age talk? Never before have you gone on about our ages until today, and saying that you want a divorce now because I'm a little older than you isn't going to change you still becoming a 40-year-old man soon.
I've already chosen to get divorced from you today. So, whether you like it or not, there's nothing you could do to stop me. Now, grab all your things from the house and get out of there. I already handed in the divorce papers, so it's final.
Huh? Are you really being serious about all this divorce talk right now?
Why wouldn't I be serious about all of this after all the time I've wasted talking to you about it?
Well, if you and I get a divorce, then what are we going to do about our daughter? Lainey has only just entered high school and everything, so breaking apart now would put her through a lot of unnecessary stress.
Well, Lanny's been telling me that she doesn't want to live in a house together with a hag like you anymore. Now that she realized how old you really are. She plans to stay with me and live here after you're gone.
What? She's being serious as well? Did you already talk with her and everything about the divorce you're wanting?
I have, and we decided that the both of us want you to disappear from our lives for good. At this point, not only do I not need you around anymore, but neither does Lanny.
Saying all of those awful things about me, talking with my daughter about that before my birthday is terrible. I can't even believe that you'd talk with Lainey first about divorcing me before even asking me about all of this first.
When it comes to Lanny and talking with her about serious things, it's only natural that I talk with her first. She is an amazing young woman, and I'm very much aware now that she does not want to be living together with an idiot like you. Now, you're beginning to get on my nerves by sticking around right now, so hurry up and get lost.
I seriously never actually thought that you'd be talking with our daughter about things like that. Well, it's already happened now. Thanks for telling me all of this.
Another thing, you're going to still need to pay child support after the divorce.
You want me paying child support?
I'll be the one having to keep her in my house and looking after her, so it's only fair that you pay for her.
Then what about any sort of settlements?
What are you talking about now? I'm not going to be paying you a single penny, even if you ask. That should be an amazing present for a 42-year-old woman, right? You'll lose your young and strong husband, and be forced to live by yourself as you grow older and older, with nobody around to love you.
I never could have imagined that I'd be called an old hag by you on my birthday. And I never even thought it was possible for both my husband and my daughter to talk about divorcing me behind my back. But if you are both on the same page about wanting to leave me today, then there's no helping keeping you both around me. I guess I will be leaving this house.
You are no longer going to be part of this family, and don't you ever think you can come back to us in the future. All we are to you now is a couple of complete strangers.
If that's what the both of you want to think of me. But just make sure that you both never come around me again, as I'm going to be a stranger to you both from now on as well. And don't you ever forget what I just said to you. Why are you not answering your phone? I am trying to get a hold of you because we're in a bit of a pickle over here. If you're going to do nothing besides call me over and over with no prior context, then I'm not going to answer you. Can you tell me why the heck you're trying to talk with me after 4 years have gone by? Especially after what we all agreed on after I left. This is a very scary emergency and Dad needs your help. What? He got into a serious accident and will need to get surgery done on him right away. Did you seriously not stop to think that me calling you over and over like that might mean that there's an emergency over here? I don't really care what you think about all of this. It's an emergency and you need to answer the phone right away. Oh, could this actually mean that an old hag like you has never answered a phone call in her life on her cell phone and has no idea how to? If you've only come here to say rude things to me again, I can go ahead and just block you for good. That's not what I'm wanting to talk to you about. I want to talk to you about having you pay the $30,000 medical bill that will come with Dad's surgery. What? Ah, so that's what's going on here then. This must be some kind of scam call asking me to pay money for one of my family members even though they don't actually need it right now. Huh? What are you going on about? That's not what this is. I am telling you the truth when I say that I need you to give us the money to pay the medical bills, but this isn't a scam at all. Really, all the medical care that Dad's receiving is going to cost us $30,000, and we need that money from you. And this isn't just for him, but for your daughter as well, so pay up. Excuse me? My daughter? Right now, Dad doesn't have anyone else he can count on to pay the bills. I really hate having to ask an old hag like you for help at this point in time, but you're the only person with the money to be able to hand it over to us immediately. So, can you just get to work sending that $30,000 I've asked for to me? Sending that money to you? Why do I have to be the one to give you both that kind of money? How many times are you going to make me tell you this? Have you already become senile? Open your gosh dang eyes, old hag! Dad's got into an accident and he's going to get surgery very soon here, and so that $30,000 is needed to pay for all of the medical expenses, so give it to us. He's your ex-husband, right? And not just that, but I'm your daughter, so give us that money for our sakes, okay? I don't have a daughter, though. Huh? How about you try opening your eyes up a little, young lady? I do not have any daughters, and right now the only person I see you as is a complete stranger. Now, I don't think you're going to gain any more from me today or ever again, so I'll be going now. Hold on, you! What the hell are you talking about? You aren't going to be going anywhere right now. Do you really think you can end things between us that easily? You and your father were the ones that told me in the divorce that you no longer wanted me coming around either one of you anymore, and that you'd be cutting ties with me, right? You had both made it clear as day to me that you no longer wanted to be family and that I needed to stay a stranger to the both of you. Looks to me, though, that you both asked for more than you could handle from me and are no longer able to uphold your guys' end of the promise. That being, staying away from me. What the hell are you talking about? We had all ended things off by saying we'd all be strangers to one another 4 years ago, right? So that means that for the past 4 years and continuing on after this, you are not my daughter. And if you think that you saying you're my daughter now just because you need money from me is going to change that fact, it will not. I'm sorry, but I have no idea what kind of games you're trying to play right now. What are you saying right now? This is not the time to start joking around about what happened back then. Right now, we need to be talking about how that surgery is going to cost $30,000. And when it comes to me, I don't have that kind of money, and Dad doesn't have that kind of money in savings either. You were able to get a settlement paid out to you by Dad in the divorce back then, right? You give us that money back right now so that we can afford for Dad to get his surgery. I was given a settlement? I don't ever remember getting any sort of money in the divorce, though. Huh? It's been quite the opposite, actually. So far, I've paid your child support for the past 3 years without getting a penny from your dad or anything else in return. There's no freaking way, right? Child support? I don't even believe you for 1 second that you'd have the money nor the want to pay anything like that. Well, you don't have to believe me or not regarding something like that. I just assumed that I was still responsible for you still, even after you left me. And so that's my reasoning behind paying the child support. Even after you told me you never wanted to see me again and just wanted to be complete strangers. Just be glad that I was willing to pay your father that kind of money for you. But remember that I only have to pay your father until you turn 18 years old. Are you sure about that? Because I never heard anything from Dad about you giving him any sort of money to support me. Remember that you've been sticking around a dad that tossed his wife out of his house on her birthday while saying horrible things about her. I'm sure he'd never tell you anything about how I've been the one paying for you to be as privileged as you are. But at this point, I couldn't care less about him telling you about all of that or you believing me about it. Anyway, I don't think you or your father are in the place to be asking me for any more money at the moment, no matter how much of an emergency it is. What? So you're really not going to pay that $30,000 that we need right now? Even when I'm stressed the hell out right now because of all this? Even if you tell me that you're that stressed out right now, you have nothing to do with me and the life I currently live. It's not even like you're related to me anymore either, since you were the one that asked me long ago to forget that you were ever my daughter. I know I said some things like that, but right now the situation in the family has changed. They've changed? How have they changed? I told you that I don't think of you as my daughter anymore, and as for your father, I definitely don't see him as family anymore and gave no interest in whatever's going on in his life. You don't have to be that cold about how you really feel about us, okay? Well, don't you feel like you were cold to me back in the day when speaking to me? Huh? Whatever did I do? Well, for starters, when I was worried about you right after the divorce, I tried texting and calling you, but you'd only ever reply by asking me to shut up and stay quiet. And since months went by of you never saying anything else to me, I gave up on you. It was after how cold you and your father were to me back then that I finally realized that you both really did not care about me being around you guys anymore. And back then, I'm sure we were a bit cold to you about things. But that was 3 years ago, and I never imagined that Dad would get into such a bad accident and end up needing an emergency surgery that costs this much. If it wasn't for his situation now, I really would not be talking to you now because I really do not need you in my life besides for money. Well, don't worry about explaining your actions to me, as I feel the same about you now. And that's why now, all we are to one another is complete strangers. Hence why I've said that I do not have any daughters. So tell me again what you want with me. If you don't have any other reason for talking to me right now besides wanting me to give you money for your crappy father, then I think we can stop talking to each other now. Hold your horses! I do not like hearing you say things like that about the both of us. So are you seriously planning to not pay for Dad's medical bills? This surgery could be the one thing saving him from dying after the injuries he sustained. Is that so? Well, that must be heartbreaking for you then. But let me be very clear that he has nothing to do with me and my life anymore. So I really do question what the hell you're going on about right now with everything you've said today. When you have a problem like that within your small family, then you guys have to figure something out on your own without getting complete strangers involved. Please and thank you. Huh? You're talking about your gosh dang ex-husband! Why are you acting like you never knew him right now? And how come you can't understand how much your daughter needs you to help her right now? You should be able to understand that when a couple has a divorce, they usually regard one another as strangers thereafter, right? That is such a far-fetched argument to make right now. A far-fetched argument? I'm just telling you what actually happens in a divorce, Lainey. And let me ask you this. Is you coming to me after years of never talking to me all just to tell me that your father was in an accident and needs money right now, not some form of you trying to scam me for my money? Did you really think you were going to get me to follow along with that story? I told you that I'm telling the dang truth. Nothing about this is a scam. Well, even if it's the truth, that has nothing to do with me. I am not in the mood to hand you guys any money, and I'm not even the one responsible for you two anymore. I've already gotten remarried now and have a family of my own that I'm very happy to be a part of. Do you think you could give me the relief of staying away from my new family and I now? Huh? You got remarried? I found myself a new man that loves me way more than your father ever did, and we are married now. And he brought along his kids with him, which I've grown to view as my own now. I have some very cute kids and a handsome and kind husband that makes up my warm and beautiful family now. What the actual hell? Do you really think now's the right time to be telling your actual daughter about something like that? The right time? You and your father are the ones that left me, so I don't care if now is a good time for you or not to be saying that. I think I have every right to say and do as I please now, since I have no ties to you guys. To be frank, I forgot about you and your father a few years ago besides having to pay child support. You guys wanted me to forget about the two of you, so of course I would forget that you guys ever existed. I am your frickin' daughter, you old hag! Yet you have the balls to tell me that you forgot about me? Well, you only ever called me an old hag, and so that made you look like garbage to me that I didn't need to remain in my life. I don't have the time for people like you to be my daughter after things like that. You have to be kidding me, right? Are you really telling me the truth right now? Of course I am. I have my own life now and a family of my own who all love me very much as their wife and mother. I have no interest in you and your father anymore, and you are both complete strangers to me, so you will not be getting any of that $30,000 from me. That man is nothing to me now. All he is a monster that cheated on me with another woman and wouldn't even pay me any sort of a settlement for that. And not just that, but also divorced me on my birthday while getting my daughter to believe that I was the problem and having me kicked out of the house for good and leaving me with nothing. And even after being kicked out of the family and the house, I was still asked to pay child support for you, and when I tried to have even a simple conversation with you, you'd call me an old hag and ask that I shut up. He cheated on you? Dad cheated on you? But I never heard anything about that happening either. And I told you why that would be. That man would never say anything to you that would make you rethink what he did to me and scare you away to my side. He made good use of you by getting full custody and then taking my money. I was really worried about you years ago when this all started, and that's why I would try and get a hold of you to tell you these things. But after time and time again of you telling me to shut up, I gave up on you for good. I was tired of trying to be a good mother to someone that only thought of me as an old hag and an idiot. Mom, just wait a second. Listen to me now. If you leave me with Dad and don't help us in any way, then what's going to happen to us? I'm going to most likely end up being on my own without him. It's disgusting to hear you call me Mom after all that time had passed, so can you just call me Anne from now on? And you'll end up on your own? You are close to being 20 years old now, so I'm sure you can make it on your own without Dad. You already know that what I've said to you is final and that you won't be getting any help from me, right? So trying to carry on this needless conversation is going to get you nowhere. All you are to me is a stranger, and I thought that's who I was to you. But with something like this going on with Dad right now, can't you just help me out this once? You don't have anything going on in your life right now that you need that money for. What the hell happened to you being the nice woman that I knew you as long ago? I can see you're beginning to get frustrated now, but you have really not begun to understand that I do not want anything to do with your father and you anymore. The whole reason this all ended up happening is because you and your dad told me to get lost and stay away forever. What? Are you really going to listen to what we told you so many years ago like that? Well, weren't you both the ones enforcing what you asked from me for years after the divorce took place? You and your nasty father were the ones that laid out the playing field for us, and all I could do was follow your guys' rules. If you still feel as though you can get me to come and help you after all that, then maybe you need to go and talk to your father first about everything. He'll tell you the same thing, and will most likely not even want my help. So, do you have anything else to say to me? Anything else to say to you? You're being a freaking witch right now. Well, if you have nothing else to say, then it's time for me to go. Wait, Mom! You're taking things way too far by saying you don't want to see me as your daughter anymore. I am asking you to please come and help me. I need your money. No. I will never talk with you ever again after this, no matter how much you think you can get away with asking me for money. You were an awful daughter, and need to understand that there's nothing you can do to change my mind about that. Now, goodbye forever. And if after today your life becomes a living hell, just know that you deserve every bit of it. Anne made it very clear to Lainey that day that she never wanted to talk to her again. In reality, Lainey was never there asking for money to help her father with his surgery in the first place. as her father was never in any accident and was not in need of any life-saving surgery. She had assumed that she could use her position as what she thought was Anne's daughter to beg for money during a fake time of need. Really, the only thing that Lainey needed that money for was to keep her from having to go out and work a real job to make income. But now that she wouldn't be getting anything, she will have to find a job just like everyone else. Luckily, Anne was never willing to fall for the lies that Lainey had tried getting her to fall for, and ended things between herself and her demented daughter once and for all. Now, Anne can really move forward from her sad past and look towards the future of being with her warm and caring family.
Amelia? Today you'll be coming over here, right? That'll be perfect for me. So do you mind buying some bread on your way over? Seems that we ran out of all our white bread, so we'll need some more. LOL.
Huh? Angie? Are you at your parents' house right now?
And what if I am? This is my house after all, so being here is only natural. And right now my husband is away, so I decided to come back to my home so that I didn't get too lonely.
Is that so? I'll ask Dustin if we can stop somewhere so that he can pick up the bread you want.
Huh? I asked your selfish butt to take care of getting the bread, didn't I?
What? But we're on the road right now and we're almost there.
I'm not really keeping up with your guy's life or anything, but I do know you have a little package in your belly. LOL. But you should still be able to buy that bread for me. Next month you'll be having your baby, and so I'm sure you're not allowed to carry heavy things right now, though. LOL.
Bread? Heavy? Okay. And also the baby's already here.
Huh?
We ended up having our baby a bit sooner than the expected due date, and so today we are planning on coming there to show everyone the baby.
Huh? I never heard anything about this, though. Did you end up hiding all of this from me, you idiot?
About that. I know that you really don't like kids, so Dustin said we should wait for things to calm down a bit so that you don't get too upset with us. That's why we kept you out of the loop.
Shut up. You think you can just hide things from me because you're some dog? You need to stop screwing around, you idiot.
Angie, I'm not going to forgive you for that. I've told the police about this and we'll take you to court to sue you, so you'd better get prepared.
Huh? What are you going on about now? I have no idea what that all means. What do you mean you're going to sue me? I didn't do a dang thing.
You have no reason to be saying that now. When I brought my baby over to see their grandparents after we had only just gotten out of the hospital a few days ago, you came up to me screaming that you're supposed to have your baby first, and then you punched me. You getting sued is what has to happen now.
What? You're upset about that? I had to do it because you screwed around too much. It's your fault for keeping the birth of your child from me, so you're the one who should be blamed. You came here acting all high and mighty right in front of my face, which pretty much meant you were asking for a punch to the face. LOL.
I can't believe this. If I'd known you were actually going to be at your parents', I would have never come today.
Whenever I choose to be at my parents' house has nothing to do with you. And it's your fault for not asking before you both got on the road.
But even still, that doesn't mean you punch me for it. Especially when I'm carrying my daughter in my arms. If you've got a problem with me that you can't deal with properly, then you handle it when my baby isn't around. But to be honest, there is never a reason to be punching another person over something like this. You didn't even talk to me about any of this, instead choosing to just punch me without me knowing why.
You talk too much. Who the hell do you think you are? Are you trying to be a dog by having a baby before your sister-in-law? I can't just sit here and let a freak that can't follow the rules get away with something like that without getting beat up.
You're definitely never getting my forgiveness for any of this.
What are we going to do then? LOL. Should I be worried that the family idiot might try and do something to me anytime soon? LOL. It's not even like what happened is anything to even be that upset about. LOL.
You punched me in the face and sent me into the wall while I had my daughter in my arms, where she almost smacked her head on the wall.
And so what, Amelia? LOL. It's perfectly fine for someone like you to get punched every once in a while, right? LOL.
Andrew, can we talk right now?
If it isn't Amelia, what's going on? The last time I was able to see you was just after you had your baby. And ever since then, I've been wondering about you. This is your first time having a baby, so I'm sure you're getting tired out by now, right? Yeah, if you have anything you need help with, just let me know, and I'll be right over.
Thank you, Andrew. Actually, I do have something to ask of you.
Oh, alright. What is it? If you need me to go out and get you groceries or something like that, I'll be around every day.
Actually, I'm on my way to the hospital right now. Dustin is taking care of the baby right now, and I'd like you to grab my purse and things and bring them to me. And since you're my brother and all, I thought you'd be up to the task.
Huh? You're being taken to the hospital? Was there a crash? Are you doing okay?
I'm going to be looked at by the doctor right now, and I'll tell you all about what happened later, okay?
Alright. I'll head out right now, so just hang tight for a bit. Amelia, are you okay not having to be admitted? You took a bullet to the head, right? I think you staying in there a bit longer to be looked over is a good idea.
Andrew, the doctor told me already that I'll be fine. Also, I have to get back to caring for my daughter, so I don't have time to just sit around.
You really are one hell of a mother, huh? But if you're not doing well yourself, how are you going to be able to take care of your kid? Please don't overdo it, okay? You were already moving around a lot at the hospital as well, and while in the bed, you ended up falling asleep from being so tired that I didn't even catch all your story. Can you tell me what all went down?
Well, before I tell you about all that, I have one more thing to ask from you.
Oh? What's that? I'll do anything for you.
I'm sorry, but this doesn't have anything to do with helping out with my baby. I'd like you to become my lawyer. There aren't many lawyers around that I can rely on like you, and so this time I'd like to have you be there for me in court. I'm sorry for having to ask this from you.
Don't worry, I'll be your lawyer no matter what happened. But the important things that I need to know about relate to that injury you got. Wasn't from an accident, was it?
Right. Actually, today I took my baby to my in-laws so that they could see her face for the first time, and while holding her in my arms, I was punched by my sister-in-law. And when I think back on that, she used all her strength in that punch. She hit me so hard, it sent me back into the wall, almost hurting my girl in the impact. I made sure to do anything to care for her safety and used all my body to shield her. And when I woke up from everything, I was getting moved out of the house by the EMTs.
What? What the hell? What the hell was she thinking when she did that to my little sister and niece?
It's lucky that my baby didn't end up getting injured, and I came out of it not in too bad of shape. But because of how hard she punched me in the face, I have a black eye and a slight concussion, as well as some bad bruising on my back and arms.
What is wrong with her? I will not allow this. Wait, what about Dustin? What did he end up doing when that happened? The fact that this just happened to you and I never heard a thing from him yet, something's going on here that I don't like.
Dustin has always been on my side, Andrew. And for the longest time, him and his older sister have always been at odds. And I think because of the hate they have for one another, she used that against me today. She's done this before to him, punching him and all that. So I should have expected something.
Punching your own little brother all the time is already messed up.
Actually, when I asked her why she did this to me, she said she didn't do anything wrong. And then proceeded to blame it all on me. Saying that I'm a dog and a freak. Thinking that I'd get some sort of an apology from her after that was my bad.
Don't say that. What was she thinking, punching you when you only just gave birth and you were carrying your baby in your arms? There's no way she's getting away with that. Amelia, leave this to me. I'll make sure that anyone that finds it okay to hurt people, let alone you, finds themselves regretting their actions behind bars. She's going to right back to hell where she belongs.
Thank you, Andrew. When something like this happens, what should I do? I'm sure trying to stay away from her is the best choice, right?
I would never ask you to go anywhere near her after something like this, but we're going to need more evidence of her violent tendencies, and it's best to have a lot of evidence in court. I'll make sure to use your guys' texts as well as evidence. And I want you to start getting any other evidence that you might see as useful when we take her to court. Maybe go back to her another time and record the whole situation that unfolds. Just make sure that if things get dangerous, you run away this time.
Alright, I'll try my best. I'll make sure to leave my daughter at her grandparents' house and that nothing happens to her.
And I'll make sure to protect you both. I'm already pretty riled up as it is, but for the time being, you should take some time off to rest and relax. Then after that, we'll need all your strength to get the evidence that'll win the court case. Just make sure you're ready for anything from her. I'll be over tomorrow as well to check up on you again.
Angie, hello. Just as I told you yesterday, I've gotten myself a lawyer. And so with that, I'll make sure to crush you. I want you to be ready for when that day comes.
Why would I be preparing for that? You're a freaking idiot. LOL. Stupid dogs like you always try to make yourselves look all big and tough, don't you? LOL. You're probably nothing but talk right now. LOL. And how could you even get a lawyer when you have no money right now? LOL. Do you not understand how much it'll cost you to take me to court? And without evidence, things won't end in your favor. LOL. But I guess some people are too far gone to be helped, huh? LOL.
Angie, why do you have to go so far to treat me like that? I know that for a long time now you've had things against me, but you've never even talked to me before because you hated me so much.
Well, I went to a far better university than my dunce brother, and I ended up marrying an elite. So, I have the right to pick on all of you lowlifes. You, on the other hand, came from nowhere with nothing but a high school diploma, and your parents are nowhere to be found, right? You and I are nothing alike. And like I've said before, you're a dog, and I'm your master. However, at some point along the way, you started to hide things from me, and now I've had to step up my game for your actions. Do you see now why I have to be extreme with you?
Well, if you've been trying to put me back down, you've already shown me that by what you did the other day. But to be honest, I don't even remember hiding anything from you, Angie.
Really? Are you really saying that right now? This is the reason that I hate talking to idiots like you all the time. Listen, you hiding from me that you had your baby before I could have mine is just bullcrap. There is an order to things in this world, and yet you seem to have never learned that. Did you not learn back in preschool about all of that? You have to follow the order, right? This is the reason you're like a dog, you freak!
I can't do this. You've been married for 5 years now, and the reason you still haven't had a baby of your own is because you and that elite husband of yours don't get along too well anymore, right? And also your husband is overseas right now, correct? So the two of you can't even find the chance to make a baby right now. So I don't get why you think I need to wait for you guys when you're taking so long.
Shut the hell up! It's your fault for not following the order and doing everything without my permission! Even with all the disrespect you've shown me, I'd expect a simple apology from you.
I'm sorry, Angie. I was just in the hospital, and so I didn't get back to responding to you. For some reason, I was punched in the head yesterday, and so I wanted to get some tests done to make sure that I wasn't going to be fine.
You're being way too over the top by going to the hospital for some small punch. And leaving me on red for so long really shows just how horrible a person you are. I think it's time I really start to teach you how to be a proper human.
I've been thinking about this for a bit now, but I think you're making a mistake calling me a freaking idiot and a dog. I'm aware that my parents passed away a while back and that I only went as far as to finish high school, as well as being supported by my brother. But when did I ever tell you? I think you need to look in the mirror before you begin to talk to me like that.
There's no point in trying to act tough now. LOL. I knew all of those things about you without the need to have you open your mouth. I was there when you had your brother around before you married, and he told me everything about you too. You were just too embarrassed to tell me about all that. And rightfully so, LOL. I'd be embarrassed too if I ended up with only a high school diploma and no parents around to help me anymore, LOL. And in Dustin's case, he always avoids me, so I was never able to learn about this stuff from him, LOL. Wait, but could your brother have lied to me? Maybe he was just trying to make you look good when really you dropped out of high school, LOL. If that's the case, then I can completely understand you being as stupid as you are, LOL.
I get it. That's where all of this started. Even though I never told you that my educational background is higher than Dustin's, you took what my brother said as the only truth.
Huh?
I already knew about the way you treated your brother when it came to his education, so I didn't want to start anything between us. That's why I never said anything to you about where I graduated from. As far as my brother telling you, I'm sure he was joking around at the time. And as far as my brother telling you, I'm sure he was just joking around at the time. And when it comes to Dustin, he has never cared about people's educational background. So I never even told him the truth in case he one day did accidentally let it out.
You're telling me that you're better than Dustin when it comes to your education?
Well, I know that you said you graduated from a university that's far higher up than that of Dustin's, so don't take this the wrong way. But if you think that's a good enough reason to pick on someone, then I should be the one picking on you. I mean, I graduated from somewhere even better than your school, LOL.
Stop lying to me, you dog! Just because you've had a baby before me doesn't mean you can start acting better than me. Some jerk like you could never have graduated from college, especially one better than the place I came from. You need to go burn in hell. Stop trying to one-up me all the time, you disgusting waste of a woman!
Andrew, I'm starting to get some things from her that can be used as evidence. It seems that Angie really does have something against me. I don't have anything super deep just yet, but I have some things showing that she truly does have it out for my baby and I. I took screenshots of everything, so I think you can use all of this, right? I want to make sure there's enough here so that I can protect my baby and make sure that a woman like her is never able to pick herself back up.
Great work, Amelia. You really got a lot of that done quicker than even I expected. She's going to regret ever thinking it was okay to harm my sister and my niece like that. Anyway, I'd like you to send me all those screenshots in a little bit. Even if we don't have a ton of evidence on everything that's happened, what we do have right now is good enough for me. I'll make sure to make your wish come true, so just hang tight a little while longer.
Is all this crap from some lawyer you're doing?
What is all of this?
I've got things here from the court, and even more things from your lawyer? What the hell is going on here? Did you really end up getting some money to do something? Because it seems that way.
Nice to meet you, Angie. I am one of the lawyers from McDonald's law firm. My name is Andrew. As of right now, all those documents that you've been given is due to the mistreatment of my little sister. And so this time, I'll be acting as her lawyer in this case.
Huh? So you're that idiot's brother that I talked to long ago? So that must make you an idiot as well, right? LOL. I'm not going to let you fool me right now.
Although I am acting as the lawyer for my client, she is still my younger sister. I am not letting you get away with what you did to her. And since you committed the perfect crime, I'm going to make sure you're taken in for it.
Don't you even try to look down on me like that. There's no way a freak like Amelia could actually have a brother that's a lawyer of all things, LOL. I'm surprised to have gotten something from the court, but after thinking about all of this, I can see what's going on here. You must be that dog's secret lover or something. You have been trying all along to act as though you're her older brother, but I can see right through it all now.
Secret lover, huh? I'm sure that if that were the case, you'd be better off. But because I'm her older brother, that'll never happen. So don't even try saying something so disrespectful. My sister is an amazing woman, and she'd never cheat on her husband.
What are you talking about? You're disgusting. If you really are her brother, then why are you working so hard to protect her like you're together with her?
I think you understand the reason why I love my sister enough to do anything for her. The both of us lost our parents in an accident. At that time, we were given all the money from our parents, which let me get into college. But at that time, Amelia was still in high school. And so even though I was working to become a lawyer, I also made sure to play the part of her parent. I worked a full-time job while going to school, and I am so happy that all my work paid off, in raising such a beautiful sister. And so because of that, I can say that I really am in love with my sister more than anyone else, and I am willing to give it all for her.
There's nothing more disgusting than a man who is so in love with his little sister. You both should be fighting each other, not being all in love and everything. I can see now why the both of you are such freaks.
Well, if you think that my definition of love meant something sexual, then that's on you. But what's so wrong with my wanting to love my sister and care for her?
Huh?
In my case, the only family I have left is her. So wouldn't it make sense that all the love I have would go to her and nobody else? So that's why I care for her so much. And the only person that took that as meaning I was for some reason her boyfriend was you. You only try and pick at our lives even more and try to find more reason to treat us like idiots. So we're going back to the main point I was talking about. Due to recent events, you're being taken to court. I think it's best if you get yourself a lawyer soon. Now, I'll talk with you more on all this in the coming days. I don't have the patience anymore to deal with you, or else my head is going to explode. So I'm gonna take a break and let myself cool off.
Stop screwing around, you! What do you mean by take me to court? I haven't done anything wrong! You can't just try suing me for nothing, right? Are you listening to me right now? Listen to me right now, you freak! Listen to me, you dog! Are you really going to take me to court for my money? I get it now. If you go ahead and stop all of this court crap, I'll give you a small amount of money, and then you should be happy.
Hi, Angie. I was starting to think about texting you here pretty soon, but it seems like you beat me to it and are still acting like you were better than me. Why is that? Anyway, if you think I'm only in this for the money, you'd be very wrong. There's other things I want taken care of.
Huh? And what's that? I told you that I'd give you some money, and yet you still want more?
I don't really care what you try and do, but I hate you enough now to not hold back from taking you to court. But if you really want to handle all of this outside the courtroom, I want you to not only give me some money, but also apologize to me right in front of all the family. Of course, you'll also be apologizing to your mom and dad, but I want you to apologize to Dustin as well.
Oh, stop that crap, Amelia. You think you can get my parents and family to laugh at me? Why do you think I need to apologize to you?
Seems that you still don't quite get it. Whether we go to court or not, you're going to have to apologize for what you did. After all, you literally hurt me and almost hurt my newborn baby. And so, in that case, the right thing to do is apologize, right? But you seem to not understand that, which means there must have been something wrong with your education.
A dog like you has no right trying to make fun of me, you freak.
Well, I tried telling you how I wanted this all settled out of court, yet you still don't seem to want to listen to me. So I guess the next time we will see each other will be in court.
Stop that crap! I haven't done a dang thing wrong. This is all your fault, so why do you think I have to listen to what you've said?
Andrew, please let me pay you for all the work you've done for me. This is like you doing work in the office right now, right?
You're fine, Amelia. I'm doing all this work because I want to. and we're only getting to the good stuff now. I'll make sure to get as big of a settlement as I can from her, so just you wait and see.
I'm looking forward to the settlement from her. But that and this are a bit different.
Alright, then let's do this. How about, instead of paying me anything for helping you through all this, you just accept my work as a present for giving birth to your daughter. Even after all this, you'll need to be keeping your money, so consider this my present to you.
Andrew, come on. You really are too nice.
Only to you, right? You may not be living with me in this house anymore, but I'll never love you any less than I have before. So even after this is over, know that you can always lean on me for anything. Ah, and I think this case will go great for us. I don't think there will be any way she could defend herself against us. And hopefully all of this helps Dustin out as well. I'd hate for him to get upset over all this.
I'm sure he'll be thankful for what'll happen to his sister. But before you start to worry about me and him, remember that you need to get married yourself. You have both a great face and a smart head on you, so you shouldn't let that all go to waste trying to hang on to me. I have a house of my own now, and my own daughter. So you should start looking after yourself a bit and stop worrying about me.
Alright. I guess I could do that. But you have to understand, this whole time my life has been about you and my work.
I know that. You did everything you could for me, and I'm very thankful for that. But that's also the reason why after this, I'd like you to stop worrying about me and Dustin and work on your own life more. That's what'll make me happy.
Alright. I'll make sure to find someone that I can focus all this love of mine onto that isn't you.
Great! I look forward to it.
There's no way this is happening. What was all of that? Why was nobody listening to anything I said in that courtroom? You think I should just listen to that idiot lawyer of yours and settle outside the court with you? Everything is acting like they're better than me right now. You are going to pay for this, you jerk! I'm not going to pay anything to you after this.
If you'd like others to listen to you, then perhaps you should listen to all that crap you plan to say before you spew it all out. I told you already that this is all due to your childish behavior and that I'd never forgive you for what happened. And like I said when in that ambulance, I told the police about all of this. I think you'll be taken away by them soon, so be prepared for that.
Taken away? You mean into custody? You were being serious back then.
I was. The way you acted back then was dangerous for my daughter and I couldn't let you get away with that. So in order to protect my daughter, I had to become your demon.
Don't you start acting like you're doing any of this to protect that kid. I'm sure the police won't be able to get me. My husband has a ton of money, and I'm sure if I asked him, he could bail me right out of there. My husband may be working overseas right now, but the company he's with is from overseas. He has to work a lot all the way on the other side of the world, but he makes bank doing so. I'll make sure to use his money any way I can, and I'll be back out on the streets to come and get you. Too bad for you, you dog. I'll remember this. I'll make sure that you burn in hell with that brother of yours and your baby.
Well, that husband of yours has asked for a divorce recently, so I don't think you'll be able to afford anything.
What?
I don't think you understand me yet. I told you that I'll do anything to become your demon, and that includes getting your husband involved. Actually, even before that, I had a look into you and your husband a bit more, and I found out you'd been cheating on him. The man you've been with is a handsome-looking bartender, right? Amazing. You go out to him to drink fine liquor, and then after that the two of you go out and make love behind your husband's back, right?
Why have you looked into my life that much? That's my private life, you! I could take you to court for that.
You're too late, though. You're in the middle of going through the court system as we speak. LOL. And before you try and get your husband to understand you, I've already talked with him and shown him all the evidence. He may be overseas at the moment, but he can still get a divorce. So thank you so much for making all your trips with that bartender so obvious. It really helped me get more evidence than I'd asked for. So with him knowing all of this, prepare to get an earful from him when he tells you the news. Your husband also knows about how all the money he's been giving you has gone into that bartender, so he has every right to be more than angry. But even if you hadn't cheated on him, he also knows about the procedure you got to stop yourself from having kids. I always knew you hated kids, but never thought you'd take away your own ability to have them. LOL.
You think he's just going to throw me away for all of that? There's no way he could do that to me so easily.
Well, you threw him out first, right? So I'm sure you won't only be getting divorced from him, but he'll be asking for a settlement as well. Good luck paying for all the damages you've caused. And I think I'll let you know this right now. I have no plans of going easy on you with the money I ask for. And even if you do lose everything, you'll still have to find a way to pay me. This is your direct path into hell. I hope you have a wonderful time. LOL.
No! This can't happen! I'm supposed to be on top! I've been to a great school and have an elite husband. Why won't anyone come to help me right now? Hey! Can't you at least let me off this once?
After that, Angie tried calling her husband to cry and apologize to him, but he wasn't having it, and they became divorced. She also tried to run and hide from the police in the courtroom, but they were able to grab her just in time and take her into custody, where she was then told she needed to pay us. Along with all of that, her family finally had their say in the matter, and everyone chose to cut ties with her. She was not charged with assault in the end, as I told my brother to let that one go, because I want to see her suffer in this society. However, this did not stop us from getting a restraining order placed on her, and so she is no longer able to come within 500 feet of my family and I. She's now trying her best to work a job so that she can start paying off all her debt, and so these days you can find her in dirty clothes looking as though she hasn't slept in weeks. On the other side of the coin, I'm doing well living life with my happy family, and every so often my brother comes over to play with his niece. He only just started to look towards his own future instead of mine, but he couldn't help staying away from his new niece. So I'm sure that my brother won't be getting married for a little while yet.